played one full season of healthy football as a starter.
Very average and below average, honestly.
Yes, and then Corey Flagg, who is a true sophomore and started for half a year. Like, got meaningful reps for about a half a year of experience. So, like, that position group did not get better. I think if you're looking down the future, if you're looking down the road, there's an argument for a little bit of optimism. But our linebacker room is not getting better. I know Manny's going to call plays, but like you said, Manny calling plays is not necessarily going to make Jennings and Flagg that much more effective as starters.
No, and honestly, like, no disrespect to the 2021 class, but the kids at linebacker that we have are just like more average.
Yeah, well, they're projects, like
they're such projects. Yes, like guys like Deshaun Troutman, he is a project.
Yeah, and a guy like Chase Smith, that's his name, right?
Oh, I want Chase Smith to be striker.
Yeah, and
he is going to be good.
Yeah, and I think Troutman could be good, but the problem is, like, that's not helping us next year.
Exactly.
It's very rare that you bring in a true freshman and he helps you that year. Mm-hmm. I feel like especially on defense, because it's such a physical, like, defense is so physical that it's hard to bring in a kid out of high school and have him be hitting 22-year-old guys on the other side of the ball.
Well, and he's going up against, like, college offenses. Like, it's so much faster than high school. And so, I mean, I love, like, the people. You know what? I love Canes fans, but oh my God, there are so many, like, stupid ones that, like, really think, like, oh, like, is like James Williams gonna, like, is Cam Kinchins gonna start next year? I'm like, why? Why do you people do this every single season? Like, they are true freshmen. They don't have to start. And if they don't start, it's not like they're disappointments.
Agreed. I think in any given recruiting class, you might have one true freshman that becomes a starter by the end of his true freshman year. Mm-hmm. And you probably have a small handful that get meaningful snaps.
Yeah.
So if you're expecting a guy like Romello Brinson to be wide receiver 1 next year, I hate, like, you just need to temper it a little bit. You need to temper it.
Yeah.
Like our true freshman wide receivers could have a small impact, but they're going to be rotational guys. It'll be very rare to have a guy end up like Amon Richards, right? He's like a generational talent. Well, he was the best true freshman since Michael Irvin, so that tells you how long the gap is, right?
It's a very good point.
25-year gap, and the previous dude was an NFL Hall of Famer. So it's not like guys like Amon Richards doesn't grow on trees, right? Michael Irvin doesn't grow on trees, so you can't expect that every year you're going to get one. So, like, maybe James Williams does supplant, like, Gervin Hall at starter,
Please.
He could, and you know what? But that doesn't mean that also Cam Kinchins has to do it, and also Deshaun Troutman has to do it, and also Leonard Taylor has to do it. Like, we'll be lucky if we get one standout true freshman this year. So
yeah, and it's not expected of them.
Agreed.
Like, people are, like, expecting these guys to make huge differences year one. I'm like, guys, why? Why do you do this every year? That drives me crazy.
Yeah, it's too much to expect any true freshman to come in and immediately compete, because, like, those are the type of guys that become NFL first rounders, and if we don't have those guys a lot.
No, we don't. Yeah, okay, whatever. Do you want to get into some mailbag questions?
Sure.
Okay, all right. I will go first. This is from 365 Canes Football. He does really good work, by the way.
Read.
He says, what QB do you see taking first team snaps not in practice, but during the scrimmages? Huh?
I think so.
Is this for spring ball?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you have to think Tyler Van Dyke.
Yeah.
Right? Tyler Van Dyke. And then probably do we know what's going on with Tate? Like, is he 100% going to play, or is he doing the same thing what Cozy is doing?
I'm pretty sure Tate is just coming back for school.
Okay, so he's not planning to rejoin the football team.
No, I don't think so. From what I've heard, yeah, Tate is just coming back for school.
Okay. So yeah, I guess I got a lot of questions today on Twitter about Cozy. So let's put that out there as well. Is it the plan with Cozy Perry? I know he took his name out of the transfer portal. His plan is to come back to school for like a month or two, graduate, and then he's off to a new program.
Yeah, so Cozy has 3 credits left at Miami. He's coming back to take that 1 class or 2 classes, and then the coaching staff is going to help him find a place in the transfer portal. So
and that's awesome.
Yeah, we're not going to see Cozy. Yeah, I wish Cozy nothing but the absolute best because that kid deserves it.
Agreed. And as a Cozy fan, I cringed when I saw when it was announced that he was out of the transfer portal and people were assuming that he was going to play. I cringed, man, because I was like, Cozy, don't do that to yourself, man. Like, do not sit behind De'Aaron King again. Like, go somewhere and do something awesome.
Yeah, go spread your wings.
Exactly. Like, I want him to go to UCF and have a great year, or wherever, right? It doesn't have to be any particular school. But, I could see him going to a place like Utah State and winning the Mountain West, and then all of a sudden he's getting looks at pro days.
Oh, absolutely. Just, yeah. Why? If Jordan Love could do it, why can't N'Kosi Perry do it?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Cozy. I'm so happy that he's choosing to, make a decision for himself, right? Because we all know that he's a true-blooded Miami Hurricane, and I respect that. But he's got to make a personal, a business decision here.
Yeah, 100%. Okay. But back to the question. Yeah, I'd assume, Tyler Van Dyke is going to be taking the him or Peyton Matoka. Yeah. But I don't be surprised if they throw in Jake just for a few reps. Yeah. But this is just. This spring session is going to serve as great preparation for the younger quarterbacks, like Tyler and Jake and Peyton, just, see what we have for the future. Hopefully there's a spring game. I'd really want to go see how these young guys perform against this Miami defense. But I'd assume Tyler, have you seen pictures of him? He's huge.
Yeah, dude, he is a grown man. Like,
bro,
he looks like
so big.
Dad. That's exactly what he looks like.
For real. That was great. Great. No, so I'd assume it's going to be Tyler, and then probably Jake is backing him up. I would love to see what Peyton does, but I think it's going to be Tyler.
I think so too. We heard that it was reported last year that Tyler was competing for second team snaps with Cozy. Mm-hmm. And so if that's where he was as a true freshman, was that he was already challenging a player like N'Kosi Perry for the second spot on the roster on the depth chart, then that has to make you feel pretty confident, right?
Yeah, for sure. I'm very excited to see how Tyler and Jake do in the next few years. Okay, next question is from Phoenix Kane. He says, with Cam Harris coming back, does he stick as running back 1, or does Don Chaney take over with Jalen Knighton and Harris as the third down back?
Do you want to go first on this one? I can go if you want.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you go.
So this one's kind of tough for me because I was so pumped about Cam Harris going into last season, this most recent season, right? I was so excited about his attitude. He really it appeared like he had assumed a leadership role in the locker room from the way he was talking on Twitter. But then I was pretty let down by his performance. I thought he really gave up a lot of ground to a guy like Don Chaney in terms of being the lead back. So this one's kind of tricky. What my answer will be is that's up to Cam Harris. If he comes back and he's focused, I think he has the talent to be our number one back still. However, like Don Chaney's really good. He's really good.
Yeah, man.
So,
And I think both Don Chaney and Jalen Knighton are going to be, a very much improved in their second season. We early in the season, we saw just how good Jalen Knighton can be. And then as the season progressed, we saw Don Chaney, progress more into his role. And like the first 3 games, Cam Harris was running so well. I mean, he was averaging like 120 yards a game like the first 3 games. He was like that long run he had against Louisville. Like he was killing it. I don't know what happened after that. I really don't know what happened. I don't know if it was he just wasn't seeing his holes or the offensive line wasn't making a good enough push, or just the defense started to realize, what kind of offense we ran. So I think that this offense doesn't really rely on a quote-unquote running back one. I think we sub so much at the running back position when it comes to, like, within the same drive, things like that I honestly don't think it's going to matter. Yeah. I would bet money, though, that Cam Harris is the starting running back going into Alabama.
Okay. I believe that. And, I would honestly believe any narrative that you told me. If you told me that Cam Harris cements himself as running back one, has close to 1,000 yards on the ground this year, or I mean maybe that's too much, but he has 800 yards on the ground this year.
He had over like 650 this year.
Yeah. And so like if you told me that's the case, like Cam's going to have 800 yards, he's clearly running back one relative to our system, I would believe that. But then if you also told me like Cam finished the year 3rd on the depth chart because Chaney and Knighton were just that good, I would also believe that. So I'm very open-minded as to what could happen with our running backs room this year.
Yeah, maybe like Cam should take learn some lessons from Knighton and Chaney and just maybe stop tweeting.
Yeah, I think that would help a lot.
Like why are you tweeting so much?
Agreed. I have no idea.
Okay, yeah, I think that's going to be a very interesting question going into next season. This is from Beantown Sammy. He says, personal favorite Canes on both sides of the ball. I think you go first.
Okay, is this all time or is this for this current team? Should we do both?
Yeah, we could do both.
Okay. So first I'll do the current team. On offense, I'm gonna go with De'Aaron King. I know that's kind of the easy pick, but I don't know. Our offense is kind of lacking some like experienced playmakers. I feel like.
Yeah.
I feel like coming back, it's really Will Mallory and Cam Harris are like the 2 dudes that you can rely on with experience. And then on defense, I'm going to go with Gil Frierson.
Damn it. Okay.
All right. I'm all aboard the Gil train.
Bro, dude, I felt like we talked him up going into this past season. Like, I remember, like, preseason, we were very, very excited about him, and I'm glad that he had a really good year. So for the current team on offense, I'm going to say Will Mallory. Just because I love his game and I just love Will as a person. Like I really, really like Will, like just a really nice guy, down to earth, and he's just a stud. So very excited to see what he's going to do. Besides Jake Garcia, I mean, come on.
Right.
I mean, he's now on the team. So, and then on defense, I'll probably say Bubba Bolden.
Okay.
Or Jared Harrison Hunt. Very excited to see what he's going to be doing. But yeah, Bubba Bolden, like I've been stoked about him. The day he went into the transfer portal, I was trying to get him to Miami at like that second. So love Bubba. For all time Canes on offense, I'll say Michael Irvin.
Okay.
Yeah, Michael Irvin just because he's a Hurricane and a Cowboy. So I mean, come on.
Yeah, right.
And then defense, It's so damn hard.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say either Ed Reed or Ray Lewis.
Okay.